Hello and welcome to our new episode of Did I Ask You for Your Opinion? In this episode, we're going to talk about other consoles. Could they be compared to building your own PC? And are they good enough for your affordable gaming needs? Of course, this was a biased video, which to some extent to it is, as I both owned consoles and PCs custom built. I have a history of both, and I've leaned to the PC Master Race side, but I don't even like to call it that. People like to annoy console gamers when they know in fact that console gamers are just budget gamers that just, say, you know what, here's the console, it does what I need it to, and just buy its games. Custom build a computer, you need to buy the parts, you need somebody to help. If you're new to it, you have to watch multiple videos. Some people don't have that time, and I can understand, when you don't have that time, you really just don't have that time. We're going to look at some of the specifications of the PS4 and the Xbox One, and the newly upcoming released Steam machine. The Alienware version that is $49.99, technically $399.99, but when you add the price of the controller, it goes up $50. Now we have a Steam machine which has its own benefits and drawbacks. For example, let's first look at the CPU and the GPU. Comparing the CPU and the GPU of both the PS4 and the Xbox, they're very similar, not really individually a CPU and a GPU separated. They're one chip, similar to AMD's APU, and in fact they're using an AMD Jaguar, which is, I want to say, a version of the APU. What it compares to, the graphics card would be around a 7870 or 7850. Of course, Microsoft decided to customize their chip, add more shader models, but in the end, they're very similar. If you notice in Xbox, they like to use a motion blur effect in driving games and in other games, while in the PS4, there's not as much motion blur utilization, which kind of drops the frames a little bit, and that's where the Xbox kind of utilizes its custom chip. So, at the RAM level, PS4 utilizes a GDDR5 memory system in order to incorporate higher graphic utilization. Even though the Xbox uses 8 gigs of DDR3, the speed of the RAM is what matters. The CPU and I'm gonna call it the one chip, the APU, utilizes both GDDR5 and GDDR3, so it kind of really want to say it doesn't matter as much as it does with the speed of the RAM. The PS4 has an 1866 megahertz, while the Xbox has a 1600 megahertz. This might be a little bit different. This is from information I gathered. It might be a little bit old. They might have updated something. RAM speed is what we're looking at. The GDDR5, I want to call it a dumbed down version of regular DDR5, because they really have similar performance. I don't see much difference of DDR3 and DDR5. I think mainly due to the fact that the PS4 just really didn't know how to utilize more of the capabilities of GDDR5. So let's talk about pricing. For $400, you can choose between PS4 or a Steam machine. $450 with the accessories, obviously, while the Xbox is at $500. Of course, Xbox is probably the same price as all of them. It just adds another $100 with the Kinect system. If I remember that's correct, yeah, they included it in the system. So each console obviously has its own exclusive games, I want to say, but from what I've seen, a lot of the games they kind of eventually come to PC. The only game I haven't seen come to PC is Halo. That's probably the only exceptions. The Steam machine is $450, and it's totally upgradable to your needs later. Of course, each of these consoles, like I said, have exclusive games. At the moment, it is still unknown, the performance of the Steam machine. The low-end one, of course, of the few that are out there. There's multiple Steam machines. As soon as it comes out, I'm planning on benchmarking it and probably unboxing it on video. Even though I'm not a fan of unboxings, but if people want to see that, I'm happy to provide it. What is known, however, is that the Steam Machine do not require a yearly fee, unlike the new generation consoles. Xbox has always been yearly fee. PS4 just made itself yearly fee wise. So before making this video, I got news that Xbox has decided to release a 1 terabyte version of its Xbox system and cutting the price of the 500 gigabyte one. That's a good idea. 1 terabyte has become the sweet spot for gaming, because you have to allocate memory for the system, and 500 gigabytes could probably fit around, let's just say each game is around 60 gigs, 6 games at max saved at your hard drive, maybe 7, because you gotta remember the OS has to take some space too. So 1 terabyte is what I would call a sweet spot for gaming. So the issue with the space now only applies with the PS4 and the Steam Machine. However, the Steam Machine is upgradable, and so did the Xbox One before they released the newer version. Before they plan to release the newer version, you can hook up a USB extended hard drive. PS4 does not give you that option. However, the Steam Machine, being that it's basically a custom built computer, does give you that option. Again, Steam Machine is fully upgradable, so you can upgrade the CPU and the graphics cards when you have money. Maybe if you buy it now as a beginner, it has a nice motherboard, so LGA 11, if you can find graphics card or CPU that can support that, then that's fine, and then you could use those in your system. The second issue that I want to bring up is design. All of them have terrible design. Honestly, I know they won't try to be minimalistic as possible, but the issue still remains. Heat dissipation is very difficult, and that's why we had issues like the red ring of death, consoles dying, and again, AMD is known for its high temperatures. Honestly, AMD will not warn you. I've had experience with AMD. I used to be the biggest AMD fanboy, and what happened was that my computer died because AMD processor decided not to shut down the computer when it knew it was overheating. And basically I've had bad experiences with AMD, and having the consoles be out of AMD, both the graphics card and the CPU, we know there's a lot of heat coming from that. And the Xbox is a little bit blocky. It does have ventilation systems. The Steam Machine is kind of the similar design of the Xbox. I want to say it looks very similar. Probably has the similar types of ventilation. PS4 is the only one I see where there's going to be more issues of all of them. So is the Xbox, but we all know that Intel and GTX cards, they really don't give off too much heat unless you overwork them. So honestly, I believe in Intel. I've had Intel. I've used Intel. A fan, I want to say the fan barely went on. Only when I used the computer for like 3 days straight, rendering videos or something. And if something happened, if I was playing too much, or computer sensed that the lagging was due to the CPU or the GPU overheating, it would shut down and I'd be good. I'd know that something happened, leave the computer alone for a little bit, turn it back on, it would be perfect. So like I said before, RPM with the hard drive is also a tiny factor. It's not a big factor. The PS4 has a 54 RPM hard drive, while the Xbox has a 72 RPM. Speed is a big factor in gaming, but the RPM, I don't think it plays much of a role. But the only issue is that you'd rather have a desktop hard drive rather than a laptop hard drive, because they function, in my opinion, a little bit better. We don't know whether or not that's going to be included in the Steam machine, but I know for a fact that I'm going to be upgrading it to a terabyte hard drive regardless. 72 RPM is the way to go. The option to upgrade is a big factor. Steam is giving you that option to upgrade when you want, how you want, and now with the new Steam OS, it opens up more possibilities for games, and obviously the benefit of Steam sales. We all love Steam sales. The PC Master Race has Steam sales, and you know it. Again, 4 gigs on the Steam machine. 8 gigs is the sweet spot. Xbox knows it, PS4 knows it, but probably price-wise, Alienware had to go with 4 gigabytes just for the sake of it. So again, upgrade that to 8 gigabytes. Another, maybe you don't need high speed memory, so you can buy 1333 megahertz, another 4 gigabytes, maybe another $30, $20 if you can find it on sale for just another 4 gigabytes. Not that bad. Hopefully, if these companies are smart, speaking of Steam machines, they will offer consumers an option to choose their own parts while still retaining the price to performance the original Steam machine provides. Speaking of network-wise, both the PlayStation Network and the Xbox Network have been prolonged to attacks and crashes, and we've seen this in history. However, Steam, we haven't really seen ever a main attack on Steam bringing down its entire servers. We've seen bugs and login issues that made Steam want to restart the servers somehow. I believe, I don't remember when that happened. So long, Steam hasn't been attacked, and I know after I'm saying this, as soon as Steam OS officially comes out with the Steam machine, they have become a console, and they're gonna be prone to attacks. As of now, Steam is the only company of the 3 that's basically a little bit safer than the rest. Price-wise, $450, Steam Machines offers a beginner computer system equivalent to a next-gen console, and the option to upgrade it again. I want to repeat that over and over again. Customization is a big thing, and if you're one of those types who likes to customize their things, that's a big factor. Even if you are a console owner, you do want to have the option to upgrade your hard drive, but unfortunately PS4 doesn't have that. You also get the benefit all 3 systems provide, which compared to building your own PC, it does not getting offered that warranty. Feeling secure. I know a lot of people who've had, including me, computers that they built and they kind of broke something. With my experience, I tried to set up a water loop in my computer, and it cost around $800 to $1,000, I don't remember. I think it was like a year and a half ago, and what happened was that I set it up wrong. A week later, the problem occurred, and because I didn't check thoroughly for 24 hours, what happened was that one of the pipes was cut the wrong way, and it fell and leaked all over the computer. And yeah, that's what happened to me, and I couldn't get a refund or my money back because all the parts did have a 1-year warranty, but to replace each one of every one, the different manufacturers, each one needed a different thing to file under. All these notices, I really didn't have the time for this, and I considered it money wasted, and it kind of made me sad because it made me feel like I failed in customizing my computer, when a lot of people on Reddit and these certain websites, they say, oh, it's very easy, it's very easy, it's very easy, and they repeated over and over again, and that just really messed me up. So the Steam machine provided by Alienware does come with a warranty, I believe, and you have the option to buy an extended 2-year warranty. I believe you have that for all the systems, which is good. It's absolutely perfect. When you customize it, however, I think they void the warranty. But if you are able to disassemble the Steam machine correctly and just replace the hard drive, then you're good. And then if something happens, you could always contact them and tell them that you need to send it to them for repairs or something. Again, having that option as, you know, something to catch you when something breaks, you know, it's a lot of money you're wasting for gaming. And if you're a real gamer, you're gonna see that money wasted in front of you when you've come to realize that you've made a horrible mistake and all the parts that you worked so hard to buy have been ruined and you cannot even get your money back, which is not good. Thank you guys for watching this episode. I do realize this episode was a little bit redundant with 2 episodes ago talking about Steam machines. However, I wanted to bring up a comparison of what the best option, in my opinion, I think is. If you do have consoles, I don't look down upon consoles, but I do know that a lot of times it's just a big waste of money when you have to buy the game for full price. When on Steam, as soon as the game is released, you can have the option to buy keys from certain websites that they offer sales, or just wait for Steam. They have sales probably almost every month. And coming up is the Steam Summer Sale. All these sales, you want to save money. The biggest goal you want to come out with is saving money. And that's what I look at. Call me cheap. It doesn't really offend me. It doesn't really hurt me physically or emotionally. Being cheap is the way to go, because you want to save up your money and spend it on more important things, such as upgrading things. For example, in the Steam machine, you could upgrade your graphics cards and get more performance, or just put that money aside and save it for something else. Or once you've bought the beginner and you're happy, you can wait a few years until you've saved up a lot of money and build a monster PC. Thank you guys for watching again. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, do your thing, and I'll see you guys in the next one.